discover that they even pay more than those that are any more. Look at small businesses, welders, tailors, others. They pay more than they pay more people to exploit ourselves. The rich are getting richer, the poor are getting poorer. How long can we continue with that? So this man has now brought this idea that, okay, let us stabilize this. Former President Jonathan would have done this, but one way or the other, I couldn't achieve it. Now somebody has come who said, no, we call ourselves Nigerians, but let things be done in such a way that we see ourselves that, no, you are not cheating me, I'm not cheating you. And but some people are raising an eyebrow. Luckily, that's part of the first reading, that's part of the second reading at the National Assembly. It is now left for public debate. So I'm very sure that at the end of the day, everybody will now realize that it's a good reform for us.
How does this affect the average Nigerian? Let me give you a narrative. If you live in a resource-rich state, life could improve with better roads, schools, and healthcare if the government uses the money wisely. In these wealthy states, there might be higher taxes or fewer services unless they find new ways to generate income. Everyone would rely more on their state government for development instead of the federal government. In summary, the proposed tax reforms aim to share resources more fairly and encourage states to take more responsibility. While the current reforms don't give states 100% control yet, it's a step towards making states more self-reliant. Why are some states against state reform?
Yeah, it's very obvious.
Because if you look at it clearly, it affects the average Nigerian positively, despite those of us that are in states that have resources.
That shows you that the people who you put in position of authority to lead you and take care of your, ensure the dividends of democracy gets to the people are not there for you. They are there for that personal aggrandizement. That I will tell you. Like those out in the north, it is going to be against the north. It is not against the north, but against some northern elite who feel they are gaining from the status quo, and they would rather not want that status quo to change. Now, the new, the former VAT revenue sharing formula used to be that the federal government will have 15%, the state 50%, local government 35%. But this one seeks to make sure that the federal government now has 10% from the 15%, while the state government now has 55% from the new sharing formula, while the local government remains 35%. What it goes to show is that rewarding the states who do more of the stuff, who bring, just like in the regional days, where you move everything and just pay a little to the center, as it were. Now, I see it as a part of laziness on the part, indolence on the part of these states who are kicking against it. If you look at every time I've come on this program, I've always talked about the issue of always going cap in hand like a Bambiala every month to go and beg for, as if, federal allocation. It has become like that. Nobody wants to think outside the box. These state governments are so relaxed. All they are interested in, the accountant general of the states, the commissioner for finance, go at the end of the month, go and collect the revenue. And you sit up not doing anything. And end up, most of them are not able to even do many things. They just do a few roads, substandard roads at best, pay salaries, and take the orders. This is not how it should be. As it was done with the regional government, whatever you have, we run up pyramids in the north. We have timber and this thing, cocoa, in the southwest, and timber and this thing in the south, as the case may be. What did they do with these resources? You saw what the Awolowo administration did with the revenue being generated from cocoa and other things.
So what Okomudia did?
Yeah, exactly. Even the roads are still here up to today. We say it's not the kind of roads you see them doing now. So the point is indolence on the part of state government who just want to depend on just FAC allocations. But this will go away. Now we'll talk about this on one of them is tax relief for low-income tax owners. For instance, if your revenue, or rather your income is in a year is about 800,000, you don't get to pay any money, and that saves you a lot of money. Now, even for the big ones who, for small and medium scale companies, if their annual turnover is below 15 million, you don't get to pay a dime. Unlike the current threshold, which is about 25 million. Even the big companies too are also spared, because even though the corporate tax has been reduced from 30% to 25%. And it is also very clear, again, the issue of exemption of certain, essentials like food, medicals, school fees, and the like. Over time, yes, the tax rates, VAT will increase from 7% to 15%, but in the long run, it's going to be used for the benefit of the only concern I have in this whole thing is one. Over time, we've seen good policies. The point is implementation of these policies, so it will really look the way it is being painted. But what I have seen on paper, I've gone through very laudable idea. Is the implementation and avoidance of these pitfalls of corruption. That's where my problem is. Because with the 4 bills being the Nigerian tax law, Nigerian tax administration law, the Nigerian Revenue Service Establishment bill, and then the joint revenue establishment bill looks so good on paper. So that's it.
Let me come to you, Bekoye. We're looking at the issue of discontent opinions within the National Assembly relating to this tax reform policy. And you see some states, governors, some say it's too hasty, first reading, second reading, so quickly. Why are some senators, some members of the National Assembly scared? If truly they are representatives of the people, and this tax is a people-oriented tax, especially for the masses, I think they should, at a point of necessity, be excited about it. But then, like once they said, there is a fear factor there because their interest might be affected. Can you throw more light on it?
Yes. Let me tell you the fear factor. The fear factor is not because of what Nigerians will benefit. Let me tell you that some state governors are already threatening their senators.
Already?
Yes. That they won't get the ticket.
That will not get the ticket again if they support this tax reform.
Of course.
Okay.
So you see now, because of the interest, now
it's all about interest.
It's all about interest because they want to get back. They want to go back for the second time. They want to satisfy the governors, their governors. That is one of the interests. Then, secondly, if you look at those making all this noise, divisive opinions, majority of them are from the north.
Majority.
Where they are still producing nothing. And they feel that they are, in fact, they are just like parasites.
Spoiled
they feel
children
where they don't produce.
Yes.
They rely on others to survive.
But meanwhile, they have natural resources.
There is no state
They
in Nigeria
are not
that
ready. At a point, they were saying they were looking for oil. They spent trillions of naira looking
What
for
about
oil.
their gold?
At the end, they have gold.
Diamonds.
What do they do with it? I don't have. I don't know. I don't know how true it is.
Lithium. These are
Another thing, even the agriculture alone.
Can they improve on the agriculture and let's
So these are issues. These are areas they can spend money on and get enough more than what they want. Because already they are used to depending on what is coming from what is what the allocation the federal government will give to them. They are not bothered.
And
they are sleeping.
And Wanzi, most times the allocation is based on numerical population
Of course.
of the states. That's
you-
why you have a state
I
like
have-
Kanu.
yeah.
Have over 50.
No, Kanu is even good.
Good. Kanu is good.
Kanu is good because it's very municipal, it's
Yes,
very big
yeah.
state. We're talking about states like where it's like more like
Yobe.
days like Gombe.
Gombe, Yobe.
You understand the point now?
And that is why they will not support these census.
They are already attacking in Dubai.
I'm really surprised. No, it's Barao.
Barao,
Deputy
yeah,
Senate
attacking Barao,
President.
but
It is
yeah.
Ali Ndume that actually walked out. of this
Walked
whole
out,
thing.
yeah.
And what's his name? The person I really respect much among the northern governors of Professor Zulum. Babagana Zulum. I was really disappointed. Yeah, I was really disappointed.
Look at our screen there. We're looking at the distribution, and of course, you can see the southwest. Southwest, they have a 278.2 billion. And all that, you can see the North Central, they contribute. Look at how much they contributed, and look at how much
Look at what they
allocated.
get.
Now look at the North. Look at what they contribute. They get more than what they contribute.
Look at South that contribute almost 100.
And that is against, and that's against,
Look at what they get and look at their
46 billion.
and that is against the law.
Look at North
That's
Central
everything.
that contribute only 31 billion.
And
Look at what
they
it
get.
gets.
And that is against,
right.
and that is
Embarrassing.
I think it's very embarrassing. Look at
Totally.
it's totally embarrassing.
so it's against equity, no
It's against
ramification.
equity, and that's why you see the American, our kind of
You don't
democracy.
give what you
from
remember
America.
that what not having. You don't give what you have. You don't have it.
So
So
let's
why
look
would
at
you
it.
be
Let's pick on this.
yes, it's
Yes.
an entitled child?
Look at Southeast now, for instance, the Nabasis contributed 8 point something billion, gets 29 billion. What is allocated to them.
Yes.
Look at Northeast. 12 contributed only
12.2 billion. They are getting
then 34.
And
34. Look at the South that produces much. How much is he getting?
They're getting
46.
46. Look at North Central, 31. They got 34 billion.
Billion.
Northwest contributed 12, and they get 48
billion.
billion.
Mesha, if you keep on looking at this, you get angry.
Now,
I don't
is
understand.
it now? Let's come back. Let's come back to the studio. Now let's look at this.
Yeah.
Wanzi, is it the Tinubu template for Lagos State when Obasanjo stopped allocation for about 30-something months to Lagos State, and the template of internally generated revenue as a supplement or as a replacement for IGRO, did it go well? Is it something that, is this what is playing out in the National Assembly? Because I've noticed that most times when Tinubu does something, and when something hastily passes the first, second reading, you know that it's going to be some. Look,
we have to give it to our president.
For this time.
Like him or hate him, he's a political strategist. Whether we like it, I may not like him, I may not be his fan, but I like his way of politics. Now, another thing that's blowing, like the issue I said about Professor Babagana Zulum, with due respect to him, I respect the man so much among the northern governors, but I was really disappointed with his use this time around. Now, you are saying that Lagos State and Rivers State will be the beneficiaries, of this bill. I said, no. There is never a time you expect all the states to be equal. At all. It is what you bring to the center that you are supposed to be. You're supposed to be commensurate, revenue, allocation to those states who produce more. Yes. As it stands, at what you just showed me now, if you take this to the streets now, people will get angry.
Yes,
that's why I use the word ignorance. I know why I said ignorance.
No, you said so, and that's why I know.
Some are feigning ignorance. But some are really ignorant. Because if they really know the situation on ground, people will get really incensed with anger. So the truth of the matter is that yes, they work with Lagos, and that's a credit to the Tinubu administration when he was governor.
Yes,
it was political. They had political brickbat between the Obasanjo and this. And what happened? For how many months they survived without federal allocation? Yes. What does that one tell you? It means how many states in Nigeria now can survive without going every month to go and survive for FAC? It's a $1 billion question. So if you cannot survive without FAC, you have no business being in government. So what it means is that for the governors, rather than complain and condemn the tax reform, is to ensure that they do everything they can to ensure that this tax reform is actually by the book, ensure that the thing is pro-poor, like the proponents have said, pro-growth, and that it is equitable, that you get what you want, you get what you deserve, and ensure that there are no corrupt practices in ensuring that this thing actually do, the way it is on paper. That is the main focus here. And you said something here. I looked at my diary the other day and I was looking at it. There is still state of veteran. There is no single state in Nigeria that has no mineral resources.
I'm telling you.
From feldspar, from coal, from columbine, from diamond, everything we have everything
in this country.
So why can't you look inwards, bring investors from outside the country?
They are relaxed, and they are these northern oligarchs. I see the same people that own most of the oil blocks.
Selfish reasons.
Let me remind you of something. Let's look at a state in Ondo here.
Yes.
You have for the past over 20-30 years, bitumen has been wasting.
Okay.
Because of the fact that they get money from FAC, they are fed or concerned.
And we have bitumen
in the way.
We have large deposits of bitumen. And I was shocked when I went there and I met the exploration company. The federal minister for petroleum came, and solid mineral resources, they came for the opening ceremony. I was the company. You know what they told me? They said that the coal mines in Enugu, that the explorers actually came to Obonkwa first, but because of politicking, that's when they left to Enugu in pre-independence time.
Okay.
And that was why they call Enugu the coal city. That the coal city should have been Anyocha North, or what do they call it? So it's shocking. And this is what we're talking about.
It affects everything. Bureaucratic bottlenecks, red tapeism. These are the things that affect us.
Even though you don't have natural resources. Let us look at tourism.
Tourism is a natural resource.
It's a natural resources.
Tourism is.
Develop what you have in your state. You get money.
That's why I said
people are going to Israel to do what?
Laziness.
1992, Dubai was a desert. You talked about tourism. That's what I want to reference. Dubai was a desert. Where is it today? It's the number one tourist destination.
You can't even catch up with that.
Get over 400 and something
yearly
from tourism. We're not talking of.
So we need. What I just need is what I pray for is that let there be serious enlightenment.
That's what I just said.
Let there be education.
I think that is what.
Let them enlighten.
That's what I
for those that are saying the time is not ripe enough.
When are we waiting for? Do you know even
you want him to wait for the next 80 years before he can carry out this reform?
Talking about enlightenment, I think you should start from the National because it's a clear indication that some members of the National Assembly are not don't even know what the tax reforms is all about.
And is that not paradoxical?
Very paradoxical.
Because you are the people who are put in there to educate the people.
They don't know.
So in Latin they say nemo dat quod non habit. You don't give what you do not have. So are you now telling us something that you don't even know about? We are glad that they said there's going to be a public hearing very soon. We want to hear the public. We want to see the public hearing. And I need to tell you, this committee, or your Yedele committee for this tax reform, was formed June 2023. They went around the world and they came forward and they checked. They understudied even European countries, African countries. It will surprise you. In the whole of this, your climbs they went to, Rwanda had the highest.
I was going there.
Rwanda had the highest tax reform policies. Rwanda that went through a civil war, bloody civil war, the bloodiest you can think about. The second to the genocide, the Holocaust,
close to a million Holocaust. So Hutu and Tutsis.
Now they have a system in place. We didn't talk about this issue of tax reform.
Yeah.
If you're supposed to be getting a refund, you're supposed to refund your tax. This has been a problem. But you know that within 72 hours, whether you apply, you don't apply, you get a refund of the tax that is due to you. It is assumed that probably you don't have time to apply. You are immediately, there's an automated system in place. But we don't have that in place. So what I'm saying, like this system, what they need to do it in such a way that it is automated. The country, the world now is now IT.
Yeah.
Do it in such a way that it's automated. As you earn everything you are earning, your turnover, everything,
like the way they take it from our salaries.
Like pay as you tax.
Yes,
pay as you earn. Immediately, if you are earning above 50 million, you know what is due to you. If your turnover is less than 50 million, you know that you are exempt. As the new law says.
Yeah, and do you know one other thing about it? The very nice thing. It stops all these tax evaders.
All these leakages, all this.
You can't evade tax. No, you can't. And do you know that we, the masses, pay more tax than the
we have said that it is the rich that evade.
They don't pay.
It is the rich. Come home. This tax reforms definitely it's going to be very interesting a topic for a lot of Nigerians. If you're just joining us, it's the faculty, and we're extreme President Tinubu's tax reform bills and policies. And now we're coming to Delta State. Well, now, if with these tax reforms comes to stay, now